Welcome back. Now we have motivation this Monday, and it's a really interesting day to have a motivation segment. Now, this week we're looking at self-leadership for governance. Seyi Jolayemi is back. She's a creative, dynamic, self-motivated woman. She has over 12 years experience in idea conceptualization, brand management, and effective brand communication. It's always a pleasure having a conversation with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning.
All right. So now, when it comes to self-leadership, those when we think of being a leader, we
Yes.
think of having an impact of people that are
Certainly.
essentially following us.
Yes.
So there are leaders and there are followers.
Absolutely.
What exactly does self-leadership refer to?
Well, self-leadership is literally the leadership of you. And if you're not able to lead yourself, then it will be extremely difficult to lead other people.
Okay.
And sometimes it's not even in the difficulty for yourself, it's also in the difficulty for the people that you're leading, because then you don't even have an understanding of what it takes, for example, to be a follower.
Okay.
And if you are leading yourself, obviously you're following yourself.
Okay.
You understand what it takes to have somebody ahead of you. And as much as possible, we can learn leadership of others from leadership of self.
Okay.
So what you have not been able to achieve for yourself, it becomes almost impossible to achieve for other people. So more often than not, we're looking at, having someone ahead of us to lead us, which is fantastic. But if you're not able to lead yourself in following the instructions that are required to follow the person you're leading, then to a large extent, you're still not a good follower. I mean, you cannot be a good leader as well.
So I want to piggyback on a term you used.
Okay.
You said rules, regulations. You need to put in structures for yourself.
For yourself, yes.
Now, how do you begin to do that? So obviously, if you don't have something like that, you don't even know what guides to follow, what path to take.
Sure.
Where do we begin?
So many people actually focus on external more than internal.
Okay.
And for you to lead yourself, for you to understand what works for you to be able to put up measures and structures for yourself, you have to look inwards. So it starts with self-reflection, introspection, where then you can say, what am I doing? What's happening with me? What are these changes I'm experiencing? Why do I do the things that I do? And this would certainly lead to a higher level of self-awareness. So when you are aware of your strengths, you're aware of your weaknesses, opportunities that are around you, you're aware of what works and what doesn't work, you're aware of the kind of people you thrive with, then you will gradually be able to put in those measures, those checks. Or sometimes you want to achieve something, but it doesn't even come naturally to you.
Yeah.
Then you want to put in people around you who can help you, more like accountability partners, or sometimes you could want to call it forcing systems for yourself to ensure that you're able to achieve what it is that you are going for.
So I have to look at that, the additional term in what we're talking about today, governance.
Yes.
When people hear the term governance, they basically are making reference to, different types of people being essentially led in a particular direction.
Sure.
Now, whatever your guidebook has been, really is what you've used to self-lead.
Lead yourself, yeah. Yeah.
So what if for some reason you've been leading yourself down a path that you're not so proud of? Where do you make that U-turn in order to govern people that are around you or essentially working with you and not take them down the wrong path?
Okay, so I want to start by saying that as much as possible, if you identify that you have been leading yourself in the wrong path, I don't think you should jump at leading other people.
Okay.
Because obviously if you is difficult to lead for you, if you is not exactly being led in the right direction, then I wonder how you want to lead 10 or 50 or 1 million or, much more than that. So I believe that if you realize that you are not even been leading yourself right, then you need to draw back. I spoke initially about self-reflection, introspection, self-awareness, learning what you need to learn, getting rid of what you believe has not caused you to lead yourself right. And then, of course, onboarding new skills. Before then, you now go on to say, I want to step into governance, to lead other people.
So, but how do you know, a lot of people that don't realize that they've been going down the wrong path. Maybe they're gauging it by how much they have in the bank or maybe how many staff they have. But they've not exactly been doing the right thing so far. Now, they probably are leading people in the wrong direction, but how do you know? How do you know that you've actually been doing the right thing?
There is no true leadership without impact.
Okay.
And you cannot say impact if you cannot measure. So we're talking influence on people that causes some level of impacts that you can measure and say, this was the standard of living, this was the lifestyle, this was what was obtainable, infrastructural development, level of economy, education, and all of that. So you have to actually have metrics that you're using to check not just yourself, but the people who are in your team or those that you're leading. You cannot just assume that you have been leading people right, because you mentioned that you might not know, but other people can know. And that's why we start from within, but it has to certainly go out because you're leading other people, and metrics have to be what other people can measure, not just you.
Once you have metrics in place,
Yes.
you have to sort of, we have to make reference to things like discipline.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, if you are the one judging yourself, for instance, by those metrics, you can't really say if those who are following you are going to be as disciplined as you or even have the same vision as you when it comes to governing people.
Yes.
Now, there are people that probably want to expand their horizons, but they've just not found the right followers or not the right ethics in their followers to go in the right direction or keep climbing. It feels like a plateau. What can they do from there?
You said they've not found the right ethics in their followers. There's something wrong with that.
Okay.
Because if you have been leading a set of people, we spoke about impact the other time, and influence, and they are supposed to learn from you, which of course now means that if you are a bad leader, you might actually be raising a set of bad leaders in your followers. But what it actually takes to lead people is to raise them to become leaders in their own right, because all of us are actually leaders in our own right. And more often than not, we're looking at governance as something for other people, but we need to build ourselves so that then we can go ahead and build other people as well.
All right.
Thank you.
So whenever you get to look upon a leader today, just understand that there are certain metrics that have been used to gauge whether they have been impactful enough to lead you and govern you. Yes, hint, hint. We have a hashtag you can use if you want to make comments and contributions. Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. We would love to hear what you think. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, then we're going to be taking a quick break and be back with so much more right here on Wake Up Nigeria.